Well, per a number of reports, including ones we looked at earlier, Donald Trump is getting ready to announce his 2024 Republican primary presidential candidacy. Number of reasons why he's looking to do it. It seems pretty clear. Now, it does seem as though his mood is not quite right. Donald Trump spent the better part of Sunday afternoon absolutely losing it on Truth Social, his social media platform, whose name even he gets wrong sometimes. He delivered a 14 post screed all within a short period of time, Sunday afternoon, and something seems to be very, very wrong. Donald Trump starting by posting a Breitbart article about how Mike Lee is leading Evan McCullen. I believe his name is actually McMullen, but who cares, right? In Utah's Senate, the Utah Senate's general election race. Trump likes Mike Lee. Mike Lee is a Trumpist. Then Trump posts an article from the Federalist saying that courts have ruled states didn't follow their own election laws in 2020. This is a very popular claim, part of the dozen or 24, however, different claims that are being made by Trump Republicans about the 2020 election, that states didn't follow their own laws. Now, as we've covered before and covered pretty extensively, what they mean by that is that in some states, rules about elections were changed without going through the legislature. That's different than states didn't follow their own laws. What it means is that other reasons, in particular, the pandemic, were used to say, actually, we're going to let whoever wants to vote absentee vote absentee. Of course, they have to go through the process, have to be registered to vote, have to be citizens, have to be alive, all these different things. And it's just a talking point. The states broke their own laws. No, they're just the rules for how to run an election were modified in ways consistent with the law. Trump then posting an article from townhall.com. Trump was right. They're sending their rapists. Now, this is, of course, related to the story of the 10-year-old girl who was tragically raped and impregnated in Ohio, and due to Ohio's abortion law, had to leave Ohio, go to Indiana to obtain an abortion. This is now, as I said last week, the thing they're going to focus on. At first, they said the story was made up. Kristi Noem, Jim Jordan. It's a long list of different people who said the story's just fake. There is no 10-year-old girl, or if there is, she wasn't raped, or if she was raped, she wasn't impregnated. If she was impregnated, she didn't really need to go to Indiana. Well, it all happened. It then was learned that the believed perpetrator is allegedly undocumented. Now they care about the story, but not about the part that we've been talking about. So Trump then goes to that. Then Trump posts an article from Hannity, worst president ever. After the inflation report, worst president trends on Twitter. Now, of course, as I'm sure you know by now, inflation has nothing to do with Joe Biden. Inflation is happening globally. It's much higher than in the US in some countries. It's much lower than in the US in some countries. It doesn't have anything to do with Biden. Trump's just rapid fire posting this stuff. Okay. Next, Trump posts the picture of the alleged rapist in the 10-year-old Ohio story. Of course, saying that there's a cover-up of the fact that he's believed to be an illegal immigrant. There is no such cover-up. I reported it to you within the first minute of telling you the story. The real cover-up is they are covering up the fact that they called the story fake for a week until they could no longer deny it, and none of them apologized for it. Trump tweeting about that. Truthing about that. Trump then posting an oversized image related to inflation and the changes to inflation, which of course have nothing to do with Joe Biden. So Trump jumping on that one, just rapid fire, desperate Trump. Trump then posting an article from Yahoo News called Daily. This is John Daly, a pro-Trump golfer. Daly calls for British Open return to Daddy Trump's Turnberry. The British Open was taken out of Trump's golf course. John Daly likes Trump, and Trump signal boosting that. What is Trump doing that he has so much time? Trump then posting an article from Just the News, not a particularly trustworthy website. Bombshells undercut the big lie. 21 confirmed illegalities and irregularities from 2020. Folks, 150 million votes. 150 million votes. They have now found, think about this, they have now found after nearly 2 years, 21 instances of wrongdoing. 21. 150 million people voted. Trump wants us to see it and say, wow, I guess he was right. Then Trump with a Breitbart article, exclusive Trump-endorsed Senate candidate Mark Wayne Mullen. The red wave is real and it's coming. Meaningless article. The red wave may be coming, but all polling is showing a dramatic shift away from Republicans and towards Democrats, thanks to what happened with Roe v. Wade, thanks to what has not happened on gun safety, which is nothing has happened. Trump then posting a graph he probably doesn't even understand. Exclusive Blake Masters Trump endorsement has been like rocket fuel for this campaign. Maybe. I mean, okay, let's wait and see what happens there. Trump then posting from the insanely dangerous and weaponized conspiracy website, The Gateway Pundit, Trump appointed judge blocks Air Force from expelling unvaccinated service members and enforcing vaccine mandate, just anti-vax pablum that we've seen from Trump. Trump then with an article from Right Side Broadcasting, another extreme right-wing media outlet, that Tim Michaels will win if he remains strong on the rigged and stolen election, Trump says. Otherwise, he has no chance. Increasingly untrue, actually. Talking about the rigged and stolen election seems to poll worse and worse, even with Republican voters. And then Donald Trump posting a video of Mark Levin from Fox News claiming that the January 6th committee is a setup to, quote, kill the Republican Party. Trump then posting a video of Sean Hannity talking to Laura Ingraham on Fox News. And then Donald Trump saying the Unselect Committee and the fake news media refuse to go anywhere near these two topics, especially the rigged election, where the evidence of fraud is incontestable. This is a former president, folks. Just posting. Then Trump posting memes, one about how people had more savings under Trump. And of course, the reason for that is everything was closed. And everything being closed and people just sitting at home due to the pandemic increased the savings rate. Many countries saw that, had nothing to do with Trump. And by the way, the funniest part about bragging about the larger savings rate under Trump is a high savings rate is not considered particularly good for the economy. And what I mean by that is when you save money in a savings account, you're not injecting it into the economy. It's under traditional economic thinking, which people like Trump claim to believe in and support. You don't want people saving. You want people spending. This is something they talk about all the time. And then also Donald Trump congratulating Cam Smith on winning the Open Championship at St. Andrews. Okay, nobody really cares about that. A 14-post screed. And Trump is reportedly panicked about forthcoming criminal charges and believed to be announcing his 2024 run very soon. I have to tell you, part of me wonders and thinks might be interesting to let him back on Twitter. What would he even do if he was allowed back on Twitter? Many people are shocked when their identity is stolen, but it's actually one of the fastest growing crimes in the U.S. I've dealt with it. It's a terrible feeling, and that's why I now protect myself with Aura, one of our sponsors. Aura monitors email addresses, passwords, social security number, bank accounts, credit cards, and I can set it up to instantly get an alert on my phone if something happens, and then Aura goes through the process of fixing it as well. Aura also does things like make sure no one's opening up bank accounts or credit cards in your name. Aura takes all the tools you need to protect all of your accounts and devices, puts them in one easy app, identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, password management, antivirus, all in one place. At aura.com/Pacman, you can try Aura free for 2 weeks. You can do things like check whether your login credentials have been leaked. The whole world might know your email password right now, and you can find out for free. I found an old password in 4 different data breaches. The link is down below.